What is up, guys? It's me, the ALE Double X Prince. Like the new setup? Yeah. Finally, my room is complete. You got my hat there. You got my poster there. You got everything here. My couch. Fucking badass. But part of the reason why I wasn't able to do a video the last week was because or yesterday I should say, was because I was just busy. I had work. Work is back on. So hopefully I'm safe. I'm not sick. I've been checked to the doctor. I'm clear. So yes, I am not sick. Thankfully, knock on wood, I won't get sick. Please don't get sick, and I hope everybody is staying safe. But because I was late, I decided to do 2 videos. And another reason why I was late to making this video is because I was gonna do a rebooking of the Undertaker's first World Championship run, as in the one where he beat Hulk Hogan. I was gonna do a rebooking of that, and then I was like, there wasn't that many guys to beat there. And realistically, if Undertaker was gonna be a world champion up until WrestleMania, he was gonna lose, which means no streak. And then I try to rebook. What if freaking Undertaker never tore his quad? And part of the reason why that one didn't work as well is because there was nobody. Really, there was really nobody to build. Like, you lost all your top talents. The Benoit incident happening. Really, all we were gonna get is Batista and the Undertaker, or multiple times. Maybe we could have gotten King Booker and Undertaker, which honestly that would have been great. King Booker and the Undertaker. I think that's the only logical one that would have made sense. I am gonna plan on rebooking Undertaker if he never tore his quad in 2007 or 2007. My bad. But yeah, they're really. I'm looking at all the reigns and they've all lasted a few months. Like the first one, I'm gonna be honest, it was fucking terrible. When he beat Hulk Hogan at Survivor Series 1991, and then up to this Tuesday in Texas, one of the worst pay-per-views ever. It was just a really bad run. It was just kind of pointless. Like, why did he win? If that was gonna happen. I will admit, the hype was good. Undertaker, the unstoppable phenom, and Hulk Hogan, the unstoppable champion. That was a really well built story, and it was a cool concept. But first of all, it wasn't the main event, and two, it was a lackluster match because whatever Hulk Hogan was throwing at it was just basically two people that didn't sell, and it was just not working good. Eventually, Undertaker does win another world championship at WrestleMania 13 against Psycho Sid. Terrible match, but the reign itself wasn't that bad. He had matches with Steve Austin. He had matches with Mankind. He even had matches with Vader, which were fucking great. But the main plot of this one was when what's his face, Brett and Shawn Michaels were feuding, and it was Brett and Undertaker at WrestleMania at SummerSlam 1997. Shawn Michaels is the special guest referee. Fantastic match, a great well story built, but Undertaker felt like the afterthought. But even when Undertaker felt like an afterthought, he was a really great transitional champion. So there's that. Next time he won it was back in 1999 against Steve Austin. Personally, I would not have this match because Over the Edge 1999 is the same night Owen died, and we all know how bad that was. I've never seen this match. I refuse to watch Over the Edge 1999. I've never seen the pay-per-view. I never will watch the pay-per-view. But I know that Undertaker beat Steve Austin. That I know. Let's see. Also, that reign, while the higher power was great, the whole "it's me, Austin," that was stupid. Yeah, Vince McMahon being the higher power was stupid, and then he just lost it immediately. Now, to be fair, Undertaker was going through some serious injuries, so what can you do? It could have lasted a little bit longer, personally, but I'm okay with the way it happened, so I'm cool with that. Then we had The next time he didn't win a title back until 2002. Around the American Badass times, he wasn't that relevant. 2002, the American Badass Undertaker, he beats Hollywood Hulk Hogan, and once again he beats Hulk Hogan. Um, at Judgment Day 2002. This one might actually be my favorite reign, just because while he was putting people over, while he was winning, he was putting people over. I personally would have had this last until SummerSlam and then lose it to Brock Lesnar. I don't know why we never did that. That would have been great to do, but no, we had to put um, the belt on The Rock. Around this time, I hated The Rock. I really did, not because he was a Hollywood sellout or something like that. I really didn't care about that. It's just that why would he beat um, the Undertaker when he was on a hot streak? He put Jeff Hardy over in a great Raw ladder match, one of the greatest main events in Raw history. People to this day still talk about it. Um, his matches with Triple H were obviously shit. Um, and his how he won it with Hulk Hogan. It was a pretty solid little reign, but it wasn't that great. Next time he won a world championship is all the way up to 2007. Tell you that much. But he beats Batista at WrestleMania 23. Really, all he did was fight Batista. The match ended in a draw in a last man standing match at Backlash. Then he fought at SmackDown in a steel cage match, also ended in a draw. Around this time is where Undertaker got injured, needed hip surgery, and Edge cashed in and took the belt off of him, which led to a fantastic build-up to Undertaker and Edge at WrestleMania 24. Honestly, it was a really great build. I thought it was a great way to pay off a good storyline, which wasn't even the plan. The plan was Mr. Kennedy holds the Money in the Bank briefcase up to WrestleMania, where he would probably either face Triple H or Randy Orton. John Cena was probably like an afterthought, or could have done Undertaker and Kennedy. Crazy enough, Edge was a great thing to happen. I'll be honest, Mr. Kennedy, who is a fantastic worker, he was a great TNA champion. I don't know. Some people are just not meant to be world champions at certain companies. Like, I'm gonna be real honest. Dean Ambrose was not a great WWE champion, but he is a pretty great AEW champion. Not the best, but pretty solid. So there's that. So I was happy with this. As far as this reign goes, really, it's only remembered for vacating the belt after some screwy finishes to the match. So there was that, which was kind of lame. Now, a lot of people love this reign, but I personally don't. The last one he had was back in 2009. And keep in mind, Undertaker from 2009 to 2010 was the last time as world champion. And to this day, he's still irrelevant at WrestleMania. I don't think, he's been a number one contender before. I think he had those terrible matches with Kane in 2010. I'm shocked he didn't win the world championship around 2015, where it was like his farewell tour. I think he would have been a great WWE champion to have, and then maybe drop it to Roman Reigns at WrestleMania, which would have been heel heat, but great heel heat nonetheless. Anyways, his reign against at Hell in a Cell 2009, I think it's a little overrated. Not bad. I never said it was bad. It was just a little overrated because he beat CM Punk in a shitty Hell in a Cell match, one of the weakest Cell matches ever. Then he beats Punk, Ray, and Batista in a Fatal 4-Way, which was mediocre at best. It was just really setting up Ray and Batista. There was a submission match with CM Punk around there. I can't remember it, but there was one. And then at Survivor Series, we had Undertaker, Chris Jericho, and The Big Show. Jericho versus The Undertaker. I thought it was dumb, a little dumb, to have this match. Not because of the guys involved or anything. It's because why would The Big Show and Chris Jericho, the tag team champions, fight each other just to be the world champion? And then, to be honest, the previous year it was Big Show and The Undertaker in a casket match. So I would have just done Undertaker and Chris Jericho 1-on-1, and then Chris Jericho promises Big Show if he wins, he will be the first contender to the World Championship, which of course he would lose. But I personally would have wanted to see Undertaker and Chris Jericho 1-on-1 at Survivor Series. That would have been a much better match. That's my personal opinion. Um, it's just that the Big Show around this time, he just felt like a bodyguard, and it wasn't working for me. It wasn't working. So there's that. And then we had what was the other match? Then he fought. This was around the time he was feuding with Batista and Rey Mysterio at the same time once again. The chairs match, I actually don't really hate the match. I think it was not as good as WrestleMania 23, the Last Man Standing match, the Steel Cage match, the Hell in a Cell match. It wasn't as great as those matches, but it was okay. The screwy finish was kind of stupid with the low blow because that was just a really dumbass finish. If anything, I would have had Batista win the world champion. Then we could do Batista and Rey Mysterio at uh, at WrestleMania. But then again, we wouldn't have that epic moment at with Shawn Michaels switching music to the Undertaker at the Chamber, which we'll get to. But yeah, I would have just had Undertaker either win clean or Batista winning clean. No screwy finish. That was just a dumbass finish. Around this time, next was Rey Mysterio, where he had some pretty solid matches with Rey Mysterio. It was a good chemistry. A small guy with a big guy. It makes sense. He fought at the Christmas special. I remember it was Christmas 2009. I was around this time a big wrestling fan. My dad followed it, but he wasn't a big fan of it. But he knew who Rey Mysterio was because Rey Mysterio is our hometown hero, and Undertaker is the Undertaker. So you imagine that my hometown hero versus my favorite wrestler at SmackDown. That was a must watch. I had to see that show. And it was a great episode. I remembered we had that. We had DX versus Hart Dynasty. People hate the Hart Dynasty. I thought they were great. Um, Not great, but they were pretty good for a tag team. Tyson Kidd and David Hart Smith. That was his name, right? David Hart Smith. I know him from New Japan now, and Natalia was their manager. So that was a pretty solid tag team. Anyways, that show was really good. We had a 6-man with the Straight Edge Society. I think it was R-Truth and some other people. I forgot John Morrison. I can't remember exactly, but I remember those two matches: DX and Hart Dynasty, and Rey Mysterio and Undertaker. I like that Rey Mysterio didn't win. I like that it ended in a DQ finish because that would lead up to another match between Batista and Rey. It was just a solid build. And then at the Royal Rumble, we finally get their payoff. It was a short match, but if anyone is good at short matches, it's Rey Mysterio. He knows how to make a good match in 10 minutes. If you guys remember, SummerSlam 2002, Rey Mysterio fought Kurt Angle, and it was like 10 minutes, and people still say that that's one of the best opening matches to SummerSlam. So, really, Rey Mysterio knows how to carry 10 minutes. Then we finally conclude with the Elimination Chamber. Um, it was Taker, Jericho, Morrison, Truth, Rey Mysterio, and CM Punk. This chamber was good at the end. It was pretty lame in the beginning where CM Punk beats R-Truth. He cuts a promo. There was around the time where CM Punk would cut promos. Then it was Ray eliminated Punk. Then we get to the good stuff. We have it was Jericho, Morrison, uh, Taker, and Mysterio. And this was a shining moment for John Morrison with all his athleticism. He really could have been a world champion. He still be a world champion. I guarantee you guys are sleeping on John Morrison. This guy is a world champion, and you guys are just too cowardly to see it. But yeah, this match was mainly famous for Undertaker being pinning or getting sweet chin music um, by by Shawn Michaels, and then Chris Jericho takes the victory, which leads to their big build-up Streak versus career at WrestleMania 26. One of the greatest matches of all time, in my opinion. So yeah, that's my take on it. Part of the reason why I say that reign itself was overrated was because people always complimented for it being a great Undertaker reign, and it started pretty sad with Undertaker burying CM Punk because they had a disagreement in the back. Um, the Jericho Big Show Taker was kind of dumb. because it should have just been Jericho and Taker. Then the screwy finishes with Batista and Rey Mysterio were lame. It only got good at the end with his match at the Royal Rumble and the Elimination Chamber. Um, really, the only good match I really remembered that was considered a classic was maybe the Chamber. Yeah, that's it. And the Fatal Four Way at Bragging Rights was boring. It was just boring. I just didn't like it that much. So yeah, that's probably my rating. But really, the point of this video is to say if the Undertaker was really ever a good world champion. And my honest opinion was kind of. He was a great transitional champion, one of the best transitional champions there are. For those of you who do not know who that is, a transitional champion is a guy who just has the belt just to put over the next talent, and I think Undertaker did that perfectly. Um, when he um, definitely in 2007 and 2008 when he put over Edge. Those were some great times. Again, he should have fought Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam. I know that Rock and Brock was a bigger hit match, but I mean, look at where the Undertaker went at SummerSlam 2002. He fought Test, fucking Test. So yeah, Undertaker. I felt like he never had that legit title run. The closest one we got were either 2002 and 2009. Maybe that's why people love the 2009 reign to 2010 reign a little bit more, just because of it being a legit title run. But yeah, um, I think Undertaker did his service as a world champion. I wish he had a legit title run. Definitely too late for that, but I'm okay with Undertaker as a world champion. I think he deserves to be a world champion. Um, if I were to rank these reigns, I guess I would do 1997. Then I would do uh, then I would do 2002. Even though I didn't like how he lost it, I thought it was a great run. Um, and then I guess 2009, because 2007 and 2008, those reigns were kind of the same thing. And then the 1999 one was just to lose it and then put Austin over again. Who I like. I like that they put over Austin. If they were gonna do a title versus career match, it really should have been at SummerSlam, not uh, um, fully loaded. Because what did Austin do? He fought Triple H and Mankind in a mediocre match at best. So yeah, Undertaker, pretty solid champion. Um, I think he did his purpose, and I think he was pretty solid. I'm sorry I didn't get to do a rebooking video. I am gonna do a rebooking of the last ride. I mean, not a rebooking of the last ride. I'm gonna review the last ride. Goddamn, all these rebookings. And as far as the next one, I really don't know what I'm gonna do next, but definitely would be thinking about doing a rebooking. If not, what if? Or I would. I was thinking of reviewing a match of the Undertaker, but I don't know which one. There's countless that I could talk about. I'm not gonna review any WrestleMania matches because I just reviewed all of them technically and said what I would do instead. So, um, yeah, I don't know what you guys think about it. So, anyways, it's me, the ALE Double X Prince. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't already, and rest in peace.